Hey, how you going? Oi, welcome back. Welcome to my fluffy cheese scones or scones. Oi, these are awesome. They're really, really cheap and easy to make, and they are so delicious, not funny. Okay, so all we need is 1 2/3 of a cup of self-raising flour with half a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to sift that into a medium bowl, okay? We need 20 grams of butter that we want to chop up in tiny little squares, and then we need 30 grams of butter for the cheese sauce. We need half a cup of grated cheddar cheese, if you can. If you can't get cheddar, use whatever you can grab your hands on. 1 egg, tiny little pinch of cayenne pepper we're going to use, a little bit of dry mustard, and some milk. And that is it. That is all we need for these luscious little babies. Okay, first thing we need to do is preheat our oven at 210 degrees Celsius. Get ourselves a cookie tray ready with some baking paper on it. Let's do this. First thing we want to do is just get a little jug. We want to put half a cup of milk in there. We want to crack our 1 egg in there. We want to whisk it up with the whisker and set it aside for a minute. Then we're going to get our bowl of sifted flour. We're going to put our 20 grams of the little squares we've cut out in. Then with our fingers, we're just going to rub them all together, so you sort of squeeze them into the flour. And we're going to do that the whole way through until they're all squeezing into it. Squeezing in. Squeezy. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to chuck our egg and milk mix in. I like to use the end of I love using one of these things when we do dough sort of things anyway, but I use the wooden end. Mix it in until you've mixed it into a dough. Okay, like this. Alright, bit of flour on the surface. A bit of flour, like that. Alright, scrape it off. Dump it back in there. That's why these scrapers are so good. They just, you don't waste anything. Alright, scrape it out onto your surface. Bit of flour over the top. Alright, just get some flour on your hands. Just toss it in the flour. We're not doing a real full-on knead, just a tiny little one like this. A couple of seconds. Get that flour in there. And that's all we need. We don't want to do it too much because we want them nice and light and fluffy. The more you knead it and the more flour you put in it, the denser they'll be. So try and don't do it with much. Okay, now we get our rolling pin. Now a little bit of flour on the pin, and I'm just going to gently roll it out till about, I don't know if you do it. I hate saying the centimetres because I always do it different to what I say. So I'm just going to do them. You can make these anyhow you want. If you want to make really big fat ones, you can do that. It just means that you'll have to cook them just for a fraction longer. That's the only difference with them, alright? So that's like, I don't know, 1.5 centimetres thick or something. Then I'm going to get this little cutter, so maybe 4.5, 5 centimetre cutter. Alright, get something in it. Cut them all, and we're going to put them on our tray. Then you just re-roll the dough and do it again. Okay, once they're done, they're going to look like this. So you get them and you make sure they're all joined together, okay, on your tray. Alright, and then we set that aside for a minute. And now we're going to do the cheese sauce. So the first thing we want to do is get a really small saucepan and put our 30 grams of butter in there, okay? Then what we're going to do is put it on the lowest heat you possibly got, and we're going to melt down our butter. Now when our butter's melted, we're going to put a tiny little pinch of the cayenne pepper in, and we're going to put half a teaspoon of the mustard in. Mix them in together. Then we're going to add the half a cup of cheddar cheese, and we're going to keep mixing it on the lowest heat possible and mix it in. It'll take a while before the butter and the cheese mixes in together, but it will happen. Okay, keep mixing until we've got it into a beautiful cheese sauce. Okay, we have our beautifully melted cheese sauce. Okay, so what we want to do is we just want to pour a little bit on each one. And then after we've done that, you can go back over if we've got more and just keep adding it to it and try and even them up just a little bit. Doesn't really matter much, probably in your way. Alright, so just a big blob on each one. Oh, you know it's coming. Oh yeah, baby! Alright, now we're going to whack them in our preheated oven. Now, In my electric oven, they take exactly 12.5 minutes, but I always say between 12 and 15, because depending on the size you want to do them, your oven, so you're best off to have a look after 10 and see what they're doing. So we want them nice and crispy golden brown, and if you just tap on them, they're hollow. 12.5 minutes later, oh my god, they smell magnificent. Yum. Oh, we have got some of the fluffiest, yummiest scones ever. Boom! How cool are they? Oh my gosh, you have to try them. They are so cheap and easy to make. Now you can double, triple the recipe. If you're going to do that, make sure you double or triple the cheese sauce as well. Oh, they're just so good. They are just so good. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome day. You know that's going somewhere. Bye.